Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, team? What's going on, team? Let me test this out, see if we're good to go. Sounds like we're good. Let me change this. Alright, let me know if you guys could hear me. If you guys are ready, let me know. This week's weekly market breakdown, again, this is the session where we're just gonna update all our pairs that we look at throughout the week, starting from AU, finishing off with US oil, right? We're gonna be looking at AU, EA, ECAD, EU, GA, GCAD, GJ, GU, US 30, USD CAD, USD ZAR, gold, Bitcoin, and oil. We're gonna go over the daily time frame, update the daily time frame if we need to, right? Go over the market maker's pattern. We're gonna go over the 4-hour time frame, update the 4-hour time frame if we need to, look at market structure, and then go over the 30-minute time frame. Also, just update the 30-minute chart if we need to, and look at market structure, see if we could catch any continuations, right? Kind of see where the market has been moving. Just overall this week, just from all the pairs that we were able to look at, price moved really nice. Now there were some days, right, out of Monday through Friday, there's probably 2 days where we had really good entries with some of the pairs, and we will go over those. And for the most part too, there'll be just some days that as soon as the market opens, price just decides to go, right? And as you guys know, I don't really trade Asia, I don't trade London. I start really trading at the end of London going into NYC. So for the most part, a lot of the trades that were given early on in the sessions, again throughout Asia and London. So I didn't have a lot of opportunities to trade this week. But we'll go over those trades. However, right, we still know there were some pairs like GJ. I think on Friday that like at 1:32 a.m. it gave a beautiful entry. Exactly as we called out Thursday night too, getting ready to trade. There were some pairs on oil that we missed as well. Just there was two things that happened with oil that we'll go over. One that we just completely missed because I kind of just let it go. And the other one where just price didn't really get into our entry that I wanted to see. So we'll go over those pairs. Your was good, Muhammad. Back again. Glad to have you here, my brother. Hope you're feeling better. Um, but yeah, before we start, I'm gonna give everybody another about 2-3 minutes to join. If you guys have any questions, any pairs you guys want me to go over in specific, let me know. Again, the pairs we're gonna go over in specific are gonna be the ones with the red flag here on your right hand side. But if you guys have any other pairs you guys want me to add to this, let me know. If not, we're just gonna go through this. It should be about session should take about anywhere through 30 to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, and we'll be done for the night. And I know it's late for some of you guys, but it is Saturday, man. You guys could stay up a little later than usual. I think you guys are good. But I know it is late for a lot of you guys here, so we'll try to get through this pretty good, pretty quickly. Yeah, did the blood transfusion feel much better? That's good, my brother. Happy to hear that. Oh, also, let me post the Discord link. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord link, you guys could feel free to do that. Again, everything we do here is free. Discord is free. These live sessions are free. The one-on-one sessions that we do are completely free as well. So make sure you guys take advantage. Not a lot of traders are doing that. A lot of traders are posting Lamborghinis and Rarries and Porsches on the Instagram, on X. You've never seen them take a trade in their life, but you have always seen them post cars and their Discord links and their courses for 500 bucks. I wonder where they get this car from, huh? How much money they spent on these cars? Where they get this money from? I guarantee you it's not from trading. So, make sure you guys learn. Get some notes in today. We'll go over a few things. So, yeah, we do this pretty much every week. We do this every week. Not pretty much. We do this every week. We do this every day. On weekends we do it once a week. So or once one day out of the weekend. So for example, tomorrow's our free day. We won't be live tomorrow, but we will be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, twice a day, Monday through Friday. So if you guys are interested, again, make sure you guys join the Discord, join our community on X, follow me on X or Instagram so you guys can stay posted on when we are live and what days we don't stream. Again, there'll be days where we wake up for NYC, but everything already moved. So what are we gonna trade? Right? There's nothing left on the table for us by the time we wake up. So we just gotta take a step back. So let's get started, guys. Again, any questions? I'll open up the room again. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. We'll start at exactly 13 minutes here on the stream. Any questions at all? Anything, whether or not, again, any pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. Any questions when I'm explaining something you guys want me to say again or draw out, give you guys an example, let me know. If not, we'll be done with this in about 45 minutes. So we'll start off with AU, right? We're gonna go over the daily time frame. I'm not really gonna touch upon ADR STP. We're gonna do that on the isolation sessions. So we're just gonna go over the daily time frame, right? If we need to update our daily highs and daily lows, we'll update that. We'll go over the market makers pattern so we can see exactly, the direction of price of where we want to go. So AU, we know we're in A2, we're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the bottom, right? Zooming this in, we know that this is the zone that we wanted to see price reach, and this is where price was going to make a decision on whether or not it was going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows to continue, or if this is where price was going to start reversing. So that's exactly what price started doing. It started reversing. So this is beautiful. Beautiful price action on this one at this moment. We want to start seeing signs of reversals, right? Zooming it in just a little bit, looking at how the candlesticks are reacting, we could still see, now that we go to the 4-hour time frame, we don't even have to zoom in, let's just go to the 4-hour time frame. We know that we had lower lows, and then price gave us a higher high change of character, higher low, higher high break of structure, right? In this break of structure, we could still see our price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows. So what are we looking for in the 4-hour time frame for us to let us know that price is 100% going to start turning around? Is going to be once we start seeing lower lows and lower highs, right? So eventually, for those lower lows and lower highs, we would love to see price break these lows, right? Before that, we know we could catch these trades all the way to these lows, right? Once price gets to these lows down here, this is where, again, price is going to make a decision whether or not it's going to continue, reject the lows and continue, or it's going to break to then continue down to these lows. So at this moment, we know we could still take these trades going short. We just got to wait for continuations, right? So this is where we go into the 30-minute, and we can still see we're trading between this 4-hour lows, 4-hour highs. Now going into, well, let's update the 4-hour chart real quick. Sorry, I'm going a little too fast, right? So we know we have a weaker drop, no continuations. We could still see price again. This push to the bottom could still be a higher low. Now in the 30-minute time frame, did you catch the gold trade that had the 4-hour engulfing? I don't believe so. No, I didn't even see that that gold had a 4-hour engulfing. We'll go over those when we get to it. Now AU in the 30-minute time frame, we know we had a higher high, higher low, higher high. Price went down, gave us a lower low change of character, lower high. Price then gave us a lower low break of structure. So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows, right? These 30-minute lows at this moment, they're still not very, we still need to see a pullback. I am just going to still add this just in case, but would love to get a confirmed pullback to know that this is the low that we're trading in, right? And at the moment, we know we had 1 day a drop, 2 days a drop, 3 days a drop, 4 days a drop, 5 days a drop. So we are expecting a pullback, right, for price to give us these highs this week to then see what price is going to do. Is price going to give us a continuation? Is it going to give us lower high to go into a lower low? Or is price just going to start giving us higher highs and higher lows? So for this, we just got to be patient. EA gave us a beautiful entry. This one happened at NYC session, but ADR. We'll go over that now. So daily time frame on EA. Let's go ahead and delete some of these drawings real quick. Right, so EA, we know that we are in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the top side. We know that we're still trading between this daily high, these daily lows. Price is still giving us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. In the lower low, price then pushed up and gave us a lower highs. Perfect. It's exactly what we want to see. Going into the 4 hour, we could see that a little bit clearer, right? Lower low, lower high, zone consolidation, broke below, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price consolidated down here for a little bit, gave us a change of character, break of structure, gave us a pullback off the break of structure and continued to push to the top side, gave us a week of rise. Now, this is where EA is going to be interesting, right? Because currently, we're pretty much trading now between the 4 hour and the daily low and these 30-minute gaps to the top side. What I would like to see personally first, I would love to see price reach these lows first before going up to the top side. And the reason being, again, if we go to the daily time frame, these are the lows that price is most likely going to want to reach. If price reaches these lows, that pretty much tells us that price is going to start getting ready to give us that push to the top side, right? To continue this uptrend and give us that third push to create another peak high territory, right? Another high for this structure. If price doesn't reach these lows, but price decides to close this 30-minute gap that we had up here at one point that we knew, again, market makers leave these gaps behind to let us know, okay, we're going to start a downtrend push, but we know that eventually price is going to want to come back up to these zones. If price fills this gap up, price could always come right back down to the bottom, right? And then notice it on structure. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. Notice it on structure that this high, right, this 30-minute gap is pretty much on the previous lower high. So if price fills this gap up and it doesn't break the highs that we have up here, it could just do something like this, right? Create equal highs and continue this downtrend push to the bottom. So if that happens, again, it's not something I would like to see. I would love to see EA continue that push to the top side, but we know that this is a possibility that could happen. Now, could price break these highs too and then continue to push to the top side? Absolutely. But I would love for EA to push lower, right? Not only for the fact that if once price reaches these lows, price is just always going to reject. We know it's going to reject these lows and continue. But as swing traders as well, right? I'm not a swing trader, but I see both sides of the story, right? Same thing with scalping. I'm not a scalper, but if I have the opportunity to take those trades, I'll take them, right? But we know that if we're looking at this understanding that price is going to reject, once price rejects and give us that higher high and higher low, we know we could take that trade back up to the top side with no hesitation, the same way that it happened here, right? So we'll just be a little patient with this. Either way, we know that at this moment we have a week of rise. If next week price decides to give us a second week of rise, then we already know that for the third week, right, the week of July 28th, we know price is going to want to fill these gaps up to the top side. So we'll look for those continuations. In the 30-minute time frame, right, this is what we had drawn out for Thursday. This is what we were expecting. The reason why we were expecting this too is using our fib zones. We knew that this was a 38.2, a 23.6, 38.2 fib retracement. So once we saw that, again, we knew we were trading between this 30-minute low, this 30-minute high, putting our fibs from the low to the high. We knew this was a 23.6 to 38.2 retracement. That's exactly where price reached. However, we know that ADR for this pair is 67 pips. STP for this pair is 48. Right? We did 96. This trade was already for me invalidated. I would have loved to have seen price on Thursday. I would have loved to have seen price just consolidate down here. And then when the market opened during Asia session, I would have loved to have caught something like this. Right? To then continue this push to the top side to get that trade to the top of the zone. But what did price do? It reached our fib zone. As soon as it reached our fib zone, it just continued the push to the top side. Didn't really give us an opportunity to trade, so it's all good. Right? This is a variation of what happens in the market. Sometimes your markups will happen, but if your trading opportunities, your trading criteria aren't met, how are you going to take a trade? Right? I'm not going to force a trade for no reason. Just no point. Right? So let's see, did I update the 4 hour? We're still trading between the same 4-hour low, 4-hour high. We have a week of rise, so no continuations. We had a day of no net on Thursday. Price reset the trend. Right after 3 days of rise, market must chop or drop. It gave us chop. And then Friday it gave us another day of rise. Perfect. We also know we're still trading. Well, we had this break here, so now we're trading between this 30-minute high over here. I'm going to use this entire zone. And these 30-minute lows over here. Perfect. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. If not, again, we're just going to go through these pretty quickly. And we'll see what we can see. ECAD, we're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. We're at the top of the zone of consolidation, so we already know this is not the best place to look for a trade. However, again, we can see our markups. We can see that this is what I'm expecting. All right, real quick before we continue, let me add another line here so we could add another month. What month? July. Let's add a few lines here so I don't have to do this every single time. September, October, November, and December. Okay, perfect. So we know we have 3 months of rise. On the third month, it gave us a rise drop. So this month, July, we knew we were expecting price to give us a new high. Perfect. That's already happening. In the 4-hour, we have 2 weeks of rise. This week, right, or last week being the third week, we're expecting a new high. Now, going into this upcoming week, I'm not expecting price to continue to push up. I'm expecting a pullback. So real quick, let me add another line real quick. I'm sorry, guys. Well, we'll use this weekly time to this session to add lines and everything. So just give me a few minutes, few seconds. Right, so we have 3 weeks of rise. After 3 weeks of rise, we're expecting price to chop or drop, right? So now this upcoming week, I'm expecting price to give me a no net, just go sideways, or give us a weaker drop. Still trading between higher high, higher low. This broke up to the top side, gave us a higher high, so now we know we're trading between this 4-hour high, this 4-hour low. ECAD, different to EA, right? EA had a gap at the top of the market, ECAD has a gap at the bottom of the market, but they're both still uptrending. But this is perfect, right? I'm expecting price now, before we could continue this push to the top side, right? Before price could continue this push to the top side, a break above the first zone of consolidation to give us that second level push, we need to see price come back down and fill these gaps up at the bottom. So a variation of what we have drawn here could happen, right? Price could always break above the zone of consolidation and then give us the pullback to fill this gap to then continue the push to the top side. Price could reject these highs, right, and then come down and fill this gap up, right, use the 4-hour low to then push up to the top side, right? These are two things that could happen. These are literally the only two things that could happen. Before price breaks above these highs and gives us a valid break of structure and continues, we need to see this gap being filled up, right? Those are the only two things that could happen. So now that we can see that, now that we know that, let's delete. I don't like having a lot of things on my screen, so I'm gonna go ahead and start deleting this. But make sure you guys take a screenshot. This is what I'm expecting. Again, write these notes down. I'm not gonna have this on my screen all week, right? Now that we could see that, now that we know we have the 3 weeks, we're expecting price to chop or drop. This is when I'm expecting price to start giving us this pullback back down to the bottom. We have a day of drop on Thursday. Friday, we could see price gave us a day of no net. Price just moving sideways. It's all good. We're trading between higher high, higher low. This 30-minute low, higher high, these 30-minute highs. And right now, we're just in the middle of that. So for ECAD, we just got to be patient with this one. We could also see that this is most likely going to give us an engulfing candle too. Right? Depends on how this candle closes and how the new week candle opens tomorrow. right? This could be a very easy engulfing candle to go short, right? So we'll see how this one opens up going on to onto Sunday. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. EU, we're in the first zone of consolidation in an uptrend. We're in V1. We're looking for that second push to the top side. Right now, we can see that price is in the middle of the zones of consolidation. We have no continuations in the monthly chart. We have a monthly drop last week, or I'm sorry, monthly drop last month. This month, we can see that price is still making higher highs and higher lows. Let me add some of these lines real quick. In the 4-hour time frame, we know we're still trading lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So we know we're trading between this 4-hour high and this 4-hour low. Internally of the 4-hour high and the 4-hour low, we had lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. Price gave us 3 weeks of rise. After 3 weeks of rise, price must chop or drop, right? What did price give us? It gave us a chop, gave us a no net. Perfect. Exactly what we're looking for. Price is always going to move exactly how you need it to, right? For price to give us a valid break of structure, what did we want to see, right? We wanted to see price break above these highs, right? Did price give us a break of structure of these highs? I'll make a poll right now in the YouTube chat. Yes, no. Did price give us a valid BOS? There you go. Start the poll. Start the poll. I'll give you guys a minute. Go ahead. Is this right here, this push to the top side, the break of these highs, is this a valid break of structure? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Don't be shy. If you guys don't know the answer, still vote. We'll give you guys a minute. At 19:53 with 18 seconds. We'll give you guys a minute. Let me know. Alright, so one person said yes, one person said no. Give you guys 18 seconds. The question again and for the price. Is this a valid break of structure? Alright. For the person that said no, you are correct. Mr. Muhammad. Right? This is not this is not a valid break of structure. Right? This first green candle that closed above is a testing candle. Right? Price tested. Now, for it to be a valid break of structure, if this green candle or any green candle after would have closed above the first green candle's wick, that would have been a break of structure, and then this would have been a pullback, right? If this would have been the break, this would have been the pullback to then continue this push to the top side. But because price didn't give us that valid break of structure, could price still continue this internal, well, the external lower low and lower high that we have, where price is just going to give us lower high to then continue and go back down and make a lower low? Absolutely. That could 100% be the case. And once again, we're in a zone of consolidation, right? The same way price rejected up here to go back down and it went up, and it rejected again to go back down and it went up, rejected to go back down, is the same thing that could happen here, where price rejects, goes back down, rejects, goes back down, rejects, and I'm looking for price to come back down to the low of consolidation, right? So this is what we're going to be waiting for when it comes to EU. Before we could continue to see price push up to the top side on EU, we need to see valid, not only do we need to see valid break of structures, but we also need to make sure that price is still trending to the top side, right? The fact that price did not give us a valid break of structure, and the fact that price is still following lower lows and lower highs, I won't be looking for price to go long on EU until we break above this 4-hour high. Once price turns around and starts making lower low, lower high, lower low, if this gives us a higher high, higher low, this is when I'll start trading to go make another higher high to continue this push to the top side. Before that, taking these trades are going to be way too early if you're looking for price to go long. I hope that makes sense, guys. Let me know if it didn't. If it didn't, let me know so I could draw this out for you. Right? Everything I talk about, I like to draw it out as well. But again, for the sake of this stream not being longer than it has to be, we're just cruising. But if you guys need me to explain that break of structure again, if you guys need me to draw it out, let me know. If you guys need me to draw out what an engulfing candle is, whatever it is that you guys can't see on the chart with the candlesticks, let me know. I'll draw it out so it could be a lot more visually clear for you guys. Right, so EU, we know that currently we're still trading between those lower lows and lower highs, and in the 30-minute time frame, let's update the 30-minute time frame too. In the 30-minute, we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Prices down here still respecting these lows, and it gave us a day of drop. We have 2 days of counter drop. Not the best thing to look at, but it's all good. We know exactly where we're at, so we're not gonna get faked out. Right now, they're keeping it very, very simple for us, guys. If price rejects these lows and starts doing what we see here, these double bottoms, if price rejects, breaks, then we know this is where we'll see price continuing this push to the top side. But if price breaks, then this is where we'll see price continue the downtrend push. So that's all we're looking for. Literally that simple. Right, we know we're trading between, again, this 30-minute higher high and this 30-minute higher low down here. GA, we're gonna speed it up here, guys. We're already 35 minutes in. But again, any questions, guys, at all, just feel free to stop me and be like, yo, I don't get it. What the hell are you talking about? I got you guys. Alright, so GA, we're in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation. Looking for that third push to the top side. Right now, we have a month of drop. We know we're trading between this daily high and these daily lows, which price still hasn't reached the daily highs or the daily lows. So price could always come back down here, reject these lows to continue the push to the top side. Price could continue this push to the top side and reject out of these highs and go back down, right? All of this is part of the zone of consolidation. All of this. So we don't know where price is going to go in the daily time frame until we either break these highs, or if we break these lows, which is very unlikely to happen, but it could happen, right? Going into the 4-hour, we know that we have a week of rise last week. This week that just passed gave us 2 weeks of rise. Perfect. We already know what's next week, right? 3 weeks of rise. Next week we want to see that push to the top side to give us that new high. So GA is definitely going to be one to keep an eye on going into next week. Third week high. Perfect. Right? Now that we know we have a third week high, let's see, do we have any engulfing candles? Any red greens to give us that bullish that bullish push to the top side? So nothing on the 4, nothing on the daily, nothing in the 1 hour that I could see. In the 30-minute, let's see. So in the 30-minute, what do we have? We know that we're trading between this low and this high, right? I don't want to say even using this low is very bad, because We had higher high, higher low. All of this is part of the same trend, right? Even this, I don't like this small pullback, but this pullback here is a lot more feasible than this one, right? So I'd say that we're trading between higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're really trading between this 30-minute high. Right, we'll change the wick to this one. Right, we know we're trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows down here. We use the body of this red candle, and the lowest candle between here is here. So we know we're trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows down here. And then on Friday, price gave us a day of no net. What's wrong with the cat, man? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Alright, so at this moment, price is just moving sideways. Right? Would love to get a pullback on this pair. Right, again, we know that. Let's start using all our rules together. So we know we're in V2. We want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA when we're looking for price to push up to level 3. Right, in level 3, that's going to be the safest trade. Right, obviously the EMAs are not a sole indicator of, oh, we're going to start getting in when price is on the 50 EMA. No, it's just another sense of confluence. It's another confluence that we have on the chart to make trading so much easier. Right, so we want to see a pullback. We'd love to get a pullback. So this is where we can start using our confluence, right? We know the 50 EMA is here. We know price is consolidating. Is it possible, right? Start seeing how price is moving, right? Exactly where the 50 EMA is at, approximately, because we know the 50 EMA loves to travel with price. If the EMA starts going higher and higher and price gives us a pullback back down into these 30-minute lows, right? Is this where we could see price give us that third week high that we're looking for going into next week? Absolutely. Right? And if we turn on this chart, that's not it. Right? It would make a lot of sense. It starts lining up. Right? Not only that, internal structure in the 4-hour time frame, we also have these lows over here. Right? So once again, and I say this every single stream, and I say this to everybody that I talk to, right? Every strategy you guys see online, it has been strategies that has been used by hundreds and thousands of traders worldwide since before you were even born. There's no strategy that's wrong in the stock market, right? What's wrong is how you apply it to your charts, right? For the people who trade ICT, right, fair value gaps, order blocks, right, supply and demand zones, all of that is useful. All of it is real. It works. The issue isn't whether it works or not. The issue is whether you're applying it in the correct zones or not, right? If there's a fair value gap that's bullish, but price is still making lower lows and lower highs, you're going to lose that trade because you're trading against the trend, right? If you're trading double bottoms, right, a W, and price is still giving you lower lows and lower highs, you're going to lose that trade because you're trading against the trend. Vice versa for a double top, right? If you trade a double top when price is still giving you higher highs and higher lows, you're going to lose that trade because you're trading against the trend, right? So again, every single strategy, we could talk about every strategy. We could talk about bullish flag post patterns because I use it all. You guys see my trading journal. You guys see me talking about all these entries all the time. I use everything. I use fibs, patterns, candlestick analysis, right? Supply and demand zone, premium and discount zones, right? The golden ratio, which is the 50% fib retracement, right? the 22, the 23.6, 38.2 fib retracements. I use it all. I use them all. They're all different confluences that I use depending on how market structure looks. I hope that makes sense. So once again, there isn't, and this is the last statement we'll say, because again, I know it's getting late for a lot of people, right? There is not one holy grail in the market. There isn't one strategy that you're gonna learn that's the holy grail, right? One might be easier to apply than the other, but ultimately in the market, you have to be able to put all the pieces together. If you're able to put all the pieces together in the market, trading gets so much easier. So once again, we know that next week, now that we can see everything, right, and we see how everything is moving, this is what I'll be expecting. Before I could continue to look for price on GA to go long, before I could look for an entry, I need to see, not only do I need to see valid structure, right? Let's just keep it simple, right? Let's keep it simple. What is price doing right now? It's consolidating. It's consolidating, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, going to the middle, rejecting highs, going to the middle, rejecting highs, going to the middle, rejecting highs. Right? If I were to ask you guys right now, just looking at the 30-minute time frame, oh, what are we doing right now? Are we buying or selling? What would you guys tell me? We have no break of structures of the lows, and we have no break of structures of the highs. Where's price gonna go? Right? This is the type of trade, this is the type of structure that I always say, yo, I'll let the pro traders trade this. And every single time that somebody takes a trade on a certain setup that looks just like this, we always see them getting hit out. Going both ways, it doesn't matter where they're going, right? Because either the news is going to spike them out, price action is going to spike them out, because it's going to make you believe that if you don't know what a break of structure is, it's going to make you believe that this is a break of structure, right? And you think that price is going to continue this push to the top side, and what happens? Boop, price goes right back down to your stop loss and then goes back up to the top side, right? Makes you believe that these are break of structures to go short, and then what happens? Boop, stop loss hit out to the top side, right? So again, understanding market structure, that's the holy grail. Fuck it, we'll say that. Market structure is the holy grail. If you can't see how price is moving, how are you gonna know when to enter and when to exit or trade? That's key. That's the first thing you learn in trading. Not fair value gaps, not EMAs, none of that. If you can't see simple price action, if you can't see market structure, if you can't see when price is moving sideways compared to when price is trending, right? If you can't see higher high, higher low, 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 compared to when price is going higher high, low, higher high, right? Lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low. Price is just moving sideways. If you can't see the difference between this and this, that is gonna fuck you up. That's gonna be the dagger in your trading. You're not gonna be able to trade effectively if you cannot understand the difference between a trend and when price is consolidating or when price is ranging. That's another issue with trading. There's so many synonyms for the same definition. Everybody gets confused, which is crazy to me. Everybody wants to say, oh, I made that up. Like, no, brother, that's been a thing in the market for fucking hundreds and hundreds of years. Stock market is not something that started last week, man. So anyway, so GA, we gotta be patient, right? We'd love to get a pullback into these zones first before we could continue that push to the top side. But GA is definitely one going to be on our watch list for this week. Let me write that down too so we don't forget. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Let me write this in the community for on X that we have. Zero 07/21 through the, what day is on Friday? The 25th? 26th? 26th. Through 26th, 2024. Watch list. GBP AUD. Third week high. Okay. And again, guys, any questions, let me know, man. Anything you guys want me to explain again, let me know. Once again, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. I'm not gonna go too into detail with all these pairs. I don't want this to be too long of a session. So GCAD, we know we're in V1. We're at the top of the zone of consolidation. Price finally broke, gave us a higher high, higher low, and continued that second push to the top side, right? Gave us a second push into the second level, right? We also know we had 2 weeks of rise, this week being the third week. Price gave us a third week high, went down. Looks like price wants to finish on a no net, right? At this moment, price is still on a rise. So I'm gonna have to wait. It's only 10 pip difference. We're gonna have to wait it out to see how this candle opens. Sorry, Shadow. I didn't know you were there. I just took my hoodie off and I threw it at the cat by accident. I'm sorry, Shadow. We're gonna have to see how this candle opens on Sunday, right? If this finishes on a rise no net, I am gonna be expecting price to give me another high, right? Another push to the top side. If it finishes on a clean week of rise, then we know that price is either going to give us a no net next week, right, this upcoming week, or price is going to give us a week of drop, which again, either way, we're expecting a pullback at this point. We still haven't gotten a strong pullback on this pair, so I am expecting it to happen very, very, very soon. So we'll keep it this way. We still know we're trading between this daily low, this daily high, and the 4-hour high and the 4-hour low are pretty much in the same exact spots. So 30-minute time frame, we know we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. We're trading between this 30-minute high, this 30-minute low. These 30-minute lows broke, so this is actually a change of character, lower low. So let's update that real quick. Now, change of character changes this to red to let us know that this is a downtrend. So we know that we're still trading now between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows down here. And we had a day of drop again. This is a 10 pip difference. Could price open with a gap and give us a no net? 100%. So this is gonna be a pair that I'm gonna keep it like this. I'm not gonna mark it up until Sunday. Once the market's open Sunday evening, we'll update it. GJ, this is the one that gave us a beautiful entry at 2 a.m. right, 1:32 a.m. So we'll go over this entry as I said we would. So GJ, very similar to gold and US 30, we're in peak high territory, so there's not really too much to talk about here. We know we have 3 months of rise. This month being the 4th month, I'm expecting price to give me a no net or a month of drop, and right now you can see that price is pushing down to the bottom, currently in a no net area. In the 4-hour, we know we're trading between this previous higher high, higher low, 4-hour low, and all of this is part of the same trend. So we know we're trading between higher low and higher high here at the top. We had a week of drop last week, right, the week previous. This week, price gave us 2 weeks of drop. Perfect. What do we know price is going to give us now? Third week of drop. Right, so GJ we know is going to go down. Now, the trade that we missed, again, the reason why we missed it, we talked about this on Thursday. We knew exactly what price was going to do, right? Price gave us higher high, higher low. We'll mark it this way, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. All of this down to the bottom gave us a lower low, change of character. Lower high. Price consolidated. Break of structure, lower low. After a change of character, if price gives us a break of structure, what are we expecting? We're expecting that continuation back down to the bottom. We're expecting a pullback. The pullback we're expecting is a pullback between 38.2 and 50%. Right? This is exactly what we talked about on Thursday, and look at the entry that we got. Right on the 50%. Right? If this would have happened at 7 a.m., if this would have happened when we were on the chart, it would have been a very clean entry. Right on the 50%. Stop loss at the top of this zone over here. We would have had a 17 pip stop loss. And the TP for this one, right? I trade STP ADR. So when we look at STP, what was STP? 100 pips for Friday, right? 100 pips. Let's mark it with this so you guys can see how effective this would have been. Right, 100 pips. We would have had a 99 pip TP for a 20 pip stop loss. But we understood before this, we have 2 weeks of drop. We knew that next week we're expecting price to give us a new low. So technically speaking, we really would have been holding this trade to go down to the lows to give us a new third week low, which would have happened now this upcoming week, and we know that we could have held this trade back down to the bottom. So now that we know we're looking for third week of drop, right? Let's forget about that trade, because again, I'm a big believer that there is no such thing as missing a trade in the market. There is no such thing, because the markets move every day. There's entries given every single day, right? It's whether or not you were present at the time of the entry, and are you following your rules, right? So the number one thing, which is the number one question, number one for me personally, am I awake at the charts at 1:30 a.m.? No. So how am I gonna take this trade, right? When I'm awake and I'm looking at the charts at 5:30, 6 a.m., the second question I have to ask myself, okay, did price already give us STP or ADR for the day? Did this already give us 100 pips? Yes, by the time that we woke up, it gave us 124 pips. So where was I going to enter? There's nothing left on the table. This is why price went back up and just started consolidating again. There's no more moves for the day. Right? There's no more there's not enough room left on the table for us to take another trade. So now we just have to wait it out, wait for Monday, right? And see if we can get an opportunity to trade this again. It's really that simple, guys. Trading is as simple as you make it. If you create a system that you know works based on back testing and you follow your rules, you know you're going to be successful. If you don't have a system that you can't follow and you don't have a system that you trust, that's why people get FOMO, that's why people chase trades, right? For example, and again, I don't want to make this as long as possible, but I have to use this analogy so you guys, for the new people that join us, because I use this analogy a lot. You get at the bus stop at 7:15. The bus arrives at 7. You're late. You know that the next one comes at 7:30. Are you going to be chasing the bus that left already at 7 o'clock? Or are you going to wait for the next one at 7:30? You're going to wait for the next fucking bus. Treat trading the exact same way. You already know that GJ on Friday, you missed the entry. Am I going to start chasing trades? Or am I going to wait for the next opportunity? It's really that simple. There's nothing more. Again, trading is as simple as you make it. If you make trading difficult, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. If you make it simple and you create a system, once again, it's going to be very easy. So GU, again, I'm only missing a few pairs here. I'm gonna start pressing on the gas here, guys. I know I'm sorry again. I know it's late for a lot of people. We're reaching the 1 hour mark. A lot of gems in this stream already. So if you guys want to go back and rewatch, if you guys have any questions at all, let me know. But I am gonna start speeding up now. So GU, I'm gonna do this at my pace now, so you guys can see how fast I do this. So GU V1 first zone consolidation. We're at the top of the zone consolidation. We know this is not the best place to look for a trade. We know we're expecting price to give us that second push to the top side, but before we see that push to the top side, we need to see price break these highs, right? And right now we can see that price is still at the top, still making internal higher highs and higher lows, and we can see that in the lower time frames, right? I want to start deleting some of these drawings too. I'm gonna do that now. It's just too much on my eyes and getting tired of seeing the same thing every day. Not gonna lie. Alright, so in the 4 hour time frame, we know we're trading high, low, high, low, high, change of character, lower, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, lower, low. Low bro gave us this high, so now we know that we're trading between this 4 hour low and these 4 hour highs up here. Trading between this 4 hour high. Right, we have 2 weeks of rise, last week being the third week, price gave us a rise drop. Now, are we expecting a 4th week variation at this point? Because this pullback is such a steep pullback, I'm not expecting price to give me a new push to the top side. Going into the 30-minute, we know price is giving us higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Then price gave us a change of character, lower low, and we're still trading between this 30-minute low and these 30-minute highs. At this point, very simple. Price gave us 2 days of drop. Are we expecting a third day low? Absolutely. Now, on this third day low, price could do two things. If price rejects these lows and starts giving us a move like this, then we know price is going to go back up. If price breaks these lows, then we know price is going to come back down into these areas down here. That's it. Those are two things that GU is going to do. But at this point for GU, I'm taking a step back until we could continue to see higher highs and higher lows, because again, if you guys have been watching, you guys know I do not trade against the trend. If the overall market maker's pattern is uptrending, I'm only looking for longs. If the overall market maker's pattern is downtrending, I'm only looking for shorts. US 30, very similar to GJ and gold, we're in peak high territory. Price gave us 2 months of rise, this month being the third month, already gave us that new push to the top side. We know that US 30 has 30-minute gaps at the bottom of the market and these 1-minute gaps at the bottom of the market. So we know that again, eventually price is going to want to turn back around and start pushing down to the bottom. We know we have 3 weeks of rise. After 3 weeks of rise, market must chop or drop. We already know this upcoming week, price is going to want to go down and continue these downtrend pushes to fill these gaps up that we've been waiting for, or is going to move sideways. At this point, we know we have higher high, higher low, higher high. I don't want to count this as higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? These are pretty much manipulation moves in the market. So I'm gonna say that all of this is part of the same trend, right? Pretty much higher high, higher low, higher high, and this is where price gave us a change of character, lower low, right? And we're looking for price to give us lower high, lower low. If price could give us that break of structure, we know we could take these trades to continue to push down to the bottom. So US 30, again, is one of those pairs you have to graduate to. If you can't see market structure in a fucking pair that moves 20 pips, you cannot see market structure on a pair that moves 416 points. That's just a fact. If you're not ready to trade US 30, you should not be trading US 30. And I say that with my whole heart. I'm not saying that to diss anybody. It's just facts. Yes, it pays out nicely, just like gold, just like GJ. But if you cannot see market structure on a pair that moves 20, 30 pips, 40 pips, how are you going to see it on a pair that moves 416 pips? Right? Doesn't make sense. So US 30 is one for this week that I'm going to keep an eye on. Let me write that down in our watch list. US 30. Looking for third day drop and what? That's it. The 30-minute gaps. Third day drop. Well, let's call this 372. 372. And fill 30-minute gap. USD CAD daily time frame, we know we're in V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation. In the second zone of consolidation, we're at the top, so again, we know this is not the best place to look for a trade. In the 4 hour, we know we're still trading between this 4 hour high, these 4 hour lows at the bottom. So internally, we're just gonna have to look at the weeks. We have a week of rise. We're still rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows. In the 30-minute, this is where it's gonna get interesting. In the 30-minute, this is also another pair that we were looking for a trade, but price never gave us a pullback, right? Price, as soon as the market opened on Asia session, it just continued to push to the top side, but gave us exactly what we wanted to see, right? Completed the 372. Going into next week, I am expecting price to give us a pullback back down to the bottom. This is a red 4-hour candle. We know we're trading higher high, higher low. This broke, gave us higher high, so now we know we're trading between this higher low at the bottom and this higher high. Some beautiful movements on USD CAD, but I am expecting price now to give us a pullback. So I'm not going to be looking for any trades on USD CAD until we get that pullback. USDs are very similar. We're expecting a 372. Price gave us a beautiful 372 new high to the top side, but did not give us a pullback, right? Price, as soon as Asia session started, it just continued to push to the top side. Price gave us a rise in no net. Am I expecting a 4th day variation? I am not, because price gave us a very steep pullback, but we'll continue to monitor USDZAR. In the 4 hour, we still have a week of rise. We're still making internal lower lows and lower highs. Externally in the daily, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. We're in V2, very similar to USD CAD. So we'll continue to look. We'll monitor USD ZAR. Gold, you said, did you take that 4-hour engulfing? So let's look at the 4-hour real quick. Where do we have a 4-hour engulfing? If you're talking about the start of the week, this 4-hour engulfing that we had, let me know if you're still in here, Mohammed. Daily time frame, real quick. We're in peak high territory. We know price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows. In the 4-hour, we know that price broke above this high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So now we're trading between this 4-hour low and these 4-hour highs. We have 2 weeks of rise. This week being the third week, price gave us a rise and finished really close, 36 pips from a no net. So this is gonna be one where we're gonna have to update this one going into Sunday, Monday, because this might be a rise no net. But I'm not expecting price to continue this push to the top side. So we'll have to update gold on Sunday. If you're talking about this 4-hour engulfing, Mohammed, I did not take this trade. Reason why was this reason? There was 2 reasons. So reason number 1, again, is just the timing, right? It gave us a beautiful entry, but the entry's at 3 in the morning. I don't really start looking at my charts till 6:30, and that's pretty much already too late for this pair. Already started the move. I wasn't gonna take that chance of, having a 225 pip stop loss. It doesn't make any sense, right? So no, if you're talking about this engulfing candle going long to continue the higher high and higher low, I did not take this trade. It wasn't valid for us. If there's any other engulfing candle that I missed that I just don't see, which again, none of these candles are engulfing candles, then no, I didn't take any other trades on gold this week. Last trade that we took on gold was the one on the 11th. That was the last valid trade that we had for gold. Going into the 30-minute, right? We had higher high, higher low, lower low, change of character, lower high, lower low, break of structure. And as you can see on Friday, prices never gave us a pullback, right? Would have loved to have seen a 372. We did get the 372, but price never gave us a pullback and never gave us an opportunity to take this trade. So this is not a trade that we ended up taking. We know that we're still trading between this 30-minute low, these 30-minute highs. At this point, I am expecting price to kind of give us a pullback. I mean, like we have weird, I wouldn't say weird movements. We understand why the market is moving the way it is, right? We have elections coming up. There's so much going on. There's too much news going on for us to give like a valid reasoning, because there really is no valid reasons. But we'll see, right? Is price gonna continue to make higher highs and higher lows? If it does do that, then we know we could take these trades back up to the top side. So that's what we're pretty much waiting for. And it's very similar to the other pairs, guys. Right? If price rejects these lows the way it is right now, then we know we're gonna do something like this, and we could take valid trades over here to continue this push to the top side. And we have imbalanced candles, just clean traffic on the top side of the market. So if that's the type of moves that gold is gonna give us, then we know we could take those trades. It's very simple. Bitcoin, we have a day of rise on Friday. Today's Saturday. Price gave us 2 days of rise. I'm expecting a 372 going into Sunday. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Price broke here, higher low, higher high. Price broke here, higher low. So we know we're trading between this 30-minute high. I'm gonna use this entire zone here and this higher low over here. Perfect. We have a week of rise, this week being the second week. I'm expecting next week to give me a 3rd week high. And in the 4-hour, we know we're still trading at the top of the zone of consolidation. Pretty much from here to here. So we will continue to monitor Bitcoin. And last but not least, oil. We know we're in A1. We're in the first zone of consolidation in a downtrend, looking for that second push to the bottom. We know we're still trading between the daily low, the daily highs all the way at the top side. We have 3 months to drop. This month being the fourth month, we can see that price is starting to push down to the bottom, which is perfect. We had a, is this a valid engulfing? No, it's not. In the 4 hour, we have a weaker drop last week. This past week gave us 2 weeks of drop. Could we be expecting a third week? It already gave it to us, right? You can see that price didn't really give us a pullback, but we know we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Price then went down. Still hasn't given us a rejection, or still hasn't given us a valid break of structure. We're still waiting for that candle closure. And in the 30-minute, gave us a beautiful 2 days of drop. Right now, the entries that we missed, there was two entries. So the first one was the initial pullback into this engulfing candle. I want to say again that this is a missed opportunity. Give me 1 second. Again, based on the fact that price never gave us a pullback into our zone, right? It never reached these highs, which is all good. That happens. But after we saw that price didn't reach our high, right after that 9 a.m. candle, it did give us a valid engulfing candle, right, in the 30-minute time frame. Green, green, red gave us a beautiful engulfing red candle. It went back up into the zone, retested our zone, and went right back down to the bottom, right? We know that STP for Friday was 108, which was my bad, right? The reason I say this is definitely a missed opportunity was because I wasn't aware of oh no, actually, is this the, yeah, it was. STP was missed by a few pips, right? It ended up doing 105 pips and then gave us the pullback. So we could have definitely have taken this trade back down to the bottom, you know, at 108 pips. So this one would have been a valid 22 pips stop loss to have another 82 pips captured in the bag on Friday, right? Beautiful, beautiful entry, beautiful engulfing candle, beautiful movements. Again, the only thing I didn't like about this was that we already had this engulfing candle at the top side and price failed to tap into it. So it's all good. Once again, as I always say, the market is always going to give you movement. So at the end of the day, there really is no such thing as a missed opportunity, right? We followed our game plan. The market just didn't want to follow through, right? So we know we're trading now between this 30-minute high and whatever low is set over here. At this point, it is this low over here. And that's pretty much it, guys. Any questions, let me know. At this point, the only pairs that we have on our watch list for right now, right, for Monday that we want to keep an eye on is going to be US 30 and GA. Unless there's any other pairs, right? GJ also, GJ could be a good one. I forgot to write GJ down. Let's see, third week low. So let's write that down in the watch list. GBP JPY, third week low, right? GU could be a good one too for a rise, but we'll still see because price is still giving us lower lows, lower highs. Right? Nothing on USD CAD, nothing on ZAR, gold, Bitcoin, oil. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. Any questions, let me know. That was pretty much our session for the week. If not, I'll give you guys a few seconds here to say your piece. Right? Any questions at all, let me know. If not, we'll be done for the night. We'll be done for the weekend. And we'll be back again Monday morning for the live trading session. And guys, again, make sure you guys join the Discord, completely free. Everything we do here is free, guys. We do 2 daily live streams Monday through Friday. We do the weekly market breakdown, which is this stream. We do free one-on-one sessions. So make sure you guys tap in. Any questions, let me know. I'll give you guys 10 seconds. If not, again, we'll be done and we'll see you guys again Monday. I think I fucked up. I posted that where I was supposed to. We're good. Okay. Alright. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend, guys. Peace out.